do 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 do. Hey, hey, what's the matter with? Luca will play. Who would have ever thought, guys? Go! Jose and Conflicts in here. What's up, guys? How you doing tonight? Hope you guys are doing well. You guys ready to make some money? Let's do it. Are either one of you guys playing the NFL tonight? Just gonna give it like 2 or 3 more minutes for people to hop in if they want to join. Yeah, I'm ready for the takedown too. There's Eight-Legged Ape. I was wondering where he was. Oh man, you don't want to be like me. You'll be broken down. Yeah, we're gonna do better today. It's a weird slate, but I think I got it figured out. You might be able to tell my favorite pay up tonight. Um, because they're kind of grayed out there. It means I got them locked into my lineups over here. But spoiler alert, it's Wimbenyama. Alright, guys, let's just hop into it. Let's start at the point guard position. I got it sorted by, let's go by projection tonight so we can just talk about Luca. I'm never going to tell you guys to fade Luca. Okay? So, never, ever, ever. If you want to talk about consistency, just look at this line. We know what Luca can do. He is a bona fide superstar. Never going to tell you to fade him. But he's not a must-have for me tonight. I know he's facing a San Antonio team that isn't the best defensively. But Wemby's going to make it a little harder for him to drive the lane. And he's also got Klay Thompson there now. I don't think Klay takes a ton of usage from him, but he's going to take a little bit. You know, Klay likes to shoot the ball. So, at 20% ownership, I think I had, when I looked, 7% of him, and I'm okay with that, 5 to 7%, because he can explode and be a must-have any night at all. But for me, it's just what it is tonight. Like, for $600 cheaper, you can have SGA at much less ownership. And I'm about around the field with this 11% ownership. I may be a tad bit above it. But it's a direct pivot off Luka's ownership. He's cheaper, and I'm not going to say he has the same upside as Luka, but he's a bona fide superstar as well. I mean, he is a great basketball player. And who does he have to compete with? Jalen Williams is just about it on this team. Where's my lineup? There it is. That's right, Jose. You got to take a stance. I mean, do you think any of these guys are going to take usage away from SGA? I mean, Williams will, but Dort's not going to. Caruso's not going to. Holmgren, just a tiny bit, and really just the peripherals. Back to what we was talking about here. But SGA, he's fine. I like him, but I'm not going crazy on him tonight. De'Aaron Fox, 7% owned. I wouldn't call Fox like superstar tier with Luka, Wemby, Joker, but he's right below that. Great player, but this team is just not great for DFS purposes right now. They went out, they grabbed DeMar DeRozan. So now you have three of those, not like true top tier superstars, but all like right below them. Sabonis, DeRozan, Fox are all amazing players, but there's only one basketball. So I'm taking a wait and see approach with the Kings. I'm going to see how that kind of develops there. I think Fox does come out as the top dog. It's his team, you know. But I kind of want to see how they all mesh and how the usage goes between those three guys. I don't mind if Fox is in my MMEs. That's perfectly fine, but I'm not going to be playing him in single entries. Just got some news from the NBA, but it's all for tomorrow. Kyrie Irving, I love tonight. He's somewhat in my core. You'll see when I put the write-up in the chat what I'm talking about. I have 5 core pieces. I really have 6 core pieces tonight, but 3 of them are guards, so I kind of split it. But Kyrie's one of them. And the reason being is he's too cheap. That's all there is to it. $8,100 is just too cheap for Kyrie. Great play tonight, in my opinion. Jamal Murray's fine. Kind of MME only. Like, nobody in single entry is going to be saying, I got to smash Jamal Murray tonight. Like, it's just what it is. Derek White, perfectly fine. He shot 6 3-pointers opening night of the game. Got 37 fantasy points in 27 minutes. Don't expect that every night. That's just unreasonable. I was talking with Jose about this earlier today with Jason Tatum. That very first game of the season was an anomaly. The Celtics are good. No, the Celtics are great. But they're not going to shoot 29 3-pointers a game. Nobody is. And, you know, he shot 8 for 13. Really good percentage. You can't shoot that way every game. But I think Derek White's a fine play if he lands in your lineup, but it's like Murray, not a guy I'm just smashing in my lineups just because of the production of Game 1. Jordan Poole's fine. I like him. I've got a lot of him just because of his price point. He just kind of fell as that last guy in to a lot of my lineups, and I'm perfectly okay with it. As you can see, he's got a good ceiling. Bad team, but he's probably the best player on a bad team. Some people would argue Kuzma, but I think Kuzma's best days are behind him. It's just a bad lineup, man. The Wizards are going to lose a lot of games this year. Drew, everything I said about Derek White, exact same for Drew Holiday. CP3, he's okay. Like, 5% ownership's what I like about him. But he's getting old. But he's always been a pass-first guy, right? And he has the biggest target in the NBA to pass to now. I hope CP3 can bring back the memories with, what's his name from Oklahoma? Blake Griffin, when it was Lob City in LA with Wemby. I truly hope to see that this season with Chris Paul and Wemby. But I think his price is just too expensive tonight. They priced him up too much. If he was in the 5,500-ish range, I would be all over him. But a bit too pricey for me tonight. I really love Westbrook tonight. I think they underpriced him. Like Chris Paul, I think he should be around 5,500. He will be coming off the bench. Should be their 6th man. I think he gets plenty of run. I'm not worried about his minutes. And, I mean, obviously he has a ceiling. But he has floors too. But he's playing like 20-ish minutes in each of these, right? 20-ish minutes. If he can get close to that 28-minute range, it's over. I know he's going to be optimal. Mike Conley, MME only, kind of last guy in. He really flubbed it up in that game against LA. Only played 20 minutes. I didn't know he played that few minutes and shot 1 for 7. He's not always going to be that bad. He's priced about where he should be. Don't mind him MME, Malik Monk, he was on the injury report, but it came out he's good to go, so he's fine. He has a great upside, but with this team fully healthy, I don't know how much usage he'll get. MME only, really, for me, especially at that price. Don't want to play him in single entry. Play I like a lot tonight, Peyton Pritchard. He's severely underscored. Oh, check DM, I got you. There you go, buddy. Okay, there we go. Sorry, had a Discord DM. I think Peyton Pritchard is underpriced, and I think people are scared by his first game. He didn't perform. He's at 24% ownership. I think he should be much higher. He shot 1 for 10 against a decent Knicks team. Some would say a really good Knicks team. I mean, I just think Boston's one of the best teams in the NBA, so they make a lot of teams look bad, but he's not always going to shoot 1 for 10. He is a great player, and on a slate like tonight where we need value, we're going to need Pritchard. I like him a lot. I'm not worried about his last game at all. These last two guys are just fillers. I didn't know Springer was in there. Castle, he played a lot in the preseason. They think a lot of the rookie. Just a flyer in MME. Public's at 2% on him. That's probably what I'd want to be. Carlton Carrington should play a lot of minutes tonight. Another guy they're high on as well. He played, that somebody's got to be the future of this Wizards team, and who's it going to be? Sarr, Carrington. They're trying to figure it out. So I think the younger guys get some minutes tonight. At the 2 guard, Anthony Edwards, the guy who let me down so bad last night. Or, was it last night? Yeah. He just had a bad shooting game. Shooting 10 for 25. He's not always going to shoot that bad. And I will take any player in the NBA that shoots 25 field goals a game. I don't care if it's Andre Drummond or Shaq out there shooting free throws. If you're telling me they're going to shoot the ball 25 times, I'm playing them. I don't mind Ant tonight. He's one of the lower owned superstars. If you want to play him, go right ahead. I like Ant. Not a core piece, but I like him. JB's totally fine. He kind of underperformed in that game. The entire team shot the lights out, but he didn't shoot great, 7 for 18. I mean, that's good, but compared to the rest of the team that was just knocking everything down they shot, he didn't. But like I just said about Ant, if you tell me he's going to shoot 18 times, I'm playing him. I'm not forcing him, but his price is more than fair. I'll have probably around the field 22%. Fine with it. I like Clay. He's in a lot of my lineups, probably more than I want him to be. I got him about 25%. Looks like the public's in at about 21%. But he has high upside, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to just get cash. I'm trying to take down, and that's what I want to do. And if he and the rest of these guys in my roster reach their upside, which for him, like last year, 46 points, I'm golden. Love Caruso tonight. He's just too cheap. He's starting. Caruso does a little bit of everything. You can see he had some down games last year, but most of them, he wasn't playing a lot of minutes. But the games where he went off, he does a little bit of everything. 7 assists, 7 rebounds, shot the ball 13 times. He's good from deep with 5 3-pointers, a steal. He's kind of a do-it-all guy, and I really like those guys. They can rack up fantasy points quickly, and he's cheap. So I really like Caruso. He's going to be a core piece. DiVincenzo, MME only for me. He didn't show me a lot in that first game, but he also had a bad shooting game, 3 for 11. But just MME only for me. Monk, we talked about him. Dort, he's fine. I like him. I think he starts. But not a guy I'm salivating over, but he's cheap. And he helps you get to some of these higher price guys. So if he helps build your lineup the way you like it, he's perfectly viable. Christian Braun's okay. Like, he's a starter, but he's never really done a ton with his minutes. He's had a couple of really big games, but it's few and far between. And with this Nuggets team healthy, Joker on the floor, Murray on the floor, I don't see it happening. And the rest of these guys down through here are all MME fillers. That's all they are. Moving over to the 3 guard, Tatum. We talked about Brown. We talked about White. Kind of the same thing. I don't like his ownership today. It looks like the public's on him for about 35%. I think that's high. This game could be over by halftime. It truly could. I'm going to have Tatum. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to, for sure. But nowhere near what the public has him. So, I feel like everyone has such short-term memories. They're like, oh, he got 62 fantasy points last game. That's what he's going to do tonight. That's absolutely not true. He absolutely could, but, I mean, I just don't see him being on the floor enough. It's entirely possible he doesn't touch the floor in the fourth quarter. I was a little worried about that last night when I took down. I did not think Curry was going to play in the fourth, and he didn't play very much, but thankfully Harden saved me. Jalen Williams is fine. He's a great player, does a little bit of everything. I'm not forcing him, but I'm more than happy if he lands in my lineups. Has great upside, good floor. Historically has played a ton of minutes, too. Kuzma's just okay at best today. MME only for me. I know he's pulling some ownership. It looks like he's about 26% from the public, but I think I had like 13 or 14% when I looked, so nothing crazy. The Kings, we kind of talked about them when we talked about Fox. I'm just kind of sitting back and observing how this team plays tonight. I'm definitely going to be watching the game, see who takes over. But MME, he's fine. Like, he has huge upside. He's a great basketball player, but I want to see how this team develops. Murray's just okay for me. I like others around his price point more. But if you land on him, it's fine. MME only for me. Kind of same with Michael Porter. Absolutely do not like Keldon Johnson at all. I think I took him out of my player pool when I was entering my lineups. Don't know what happened to the guy, but he's just not that good at basketball. Going down the line here, everybody else is just MME fillers. Then we have power forward, Victor Wembanyama, automatic lock for me. He's only pulling 16% ownership right now, and I do not understand it. It is blowing my mind. I don't get it. This guy has one of the highest ceilings in the NBA. It's reminded me of opening night when AD was pulling no ownership, and like I researched everything I could. I'm like, why is Anthony Davis not getting ownership? And I could find nothing. It's the same way with Wemby tonight. Who does Dallas have that can slow down Wembanyama? You're looking at his stats here. 80 fantasy points, 81 fantasy points, 76 fantasy points. I mean, the guy is unstoppable. And then let's look at the Mavericks' bigs. P.J. Washington, he ain't big enough to stop Wemby. Daniel Gafford? You think Daniel Gafford is going to stop Wemby in the paint? Whew, it's going to be a long night for Gafford. The Mavericks are just a smaller team, and that benefits them. They play great basketball that way. They got smaller putting Clay at the wing. It works for them, but when you face a team with a 7-foot monster in the paint, you're going to run into issues. Love Wemby tonight. Automatic lock for me. Love him, love him, love him. We talked about most of these guys already. Julius Randle, I think, is interesting. I watched this game against LA, and during the first half of the game, he was involved in almost every possession. He was constantly touching the basketball. It didn't always result in a basket or a assist, but he was always involved in the offense, and I think his production's going to increase. I'm not saying it does immediately, as in tonight, but throughout the season. But he only put up 10 shots. I thought he would put up more shots as much as his touching the ball, and I think he will as the season goes along. But I think he's a fine play tonight, not pulling a ton of ownership at 14%. Like, MME and occasional single entry just depending on how the lineup's built. Aaron Gordon's great at his price. Don't mind him at all. He is pulling around 19% ownership, but he has upside. He has a pretty solid floor. I like Gordon tonight. He's a solid basketball player. Sohan is a bit too expensive for me. On DK's another story. He's too cheap over there. But on FanDuel, a little bit too pricey. PJ Washington's okay as the last guy in. He's going to be starting. That's pretty much all I can say. He's not going to get a ton of usage because you have Kyrie, you have Clay, you have Luka on your team. So, what are you going to do? I don't mind running it back with Naj Reid. He's pulling about 35% ownership, though. But he just didn't have a good game against the Lakers. I mean, really none of these Timberwolves did. And I don't think that's going to hold. They're going to be a good basketball team. But I don't mind him. Last guy in, 5,100. He's cheap. You need to build tonight. I get it. Alex Sarr is interesting. He should be starting. Very hyped up rookie. I think he's going to be a good basketball player personally. Normally with rookies, I like to see a game or two. But on this 4-gamer, when we need value, I don't mind him. I really don't. And then if you're really in the trenches, all these guys down here are all MME only, with the exception of Osman Dang. He's going to be playing the backup center for Oklahoma City, and he is the only backup big man they have behind Chet Holmgren, taking on Djokovic. Dang and Chet are really the only big men they have, so he should get some more minutes tonight than he normally would. Hartenstein's out, and a couple others are out as well. Moving over to center, we talked about Wemby. Joker pulling 14% ownership. I get his price. I get Wemby's price, but these two guys are so good. Their ceilings are so high. They can alone win you a tournament. Both of these guys are very dominant, and I like Chet. I think Chet is a very good basketball player, great in the paint, but he is not stout enough to handle Joker. Joker is a huge man, and I mean, Chet just don't have the muscle on his bones to handle him yet. Like Joker a lot tonight. Sabonis, kind of the same as all the other Kings we talked about. He's solid, but I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach. I think Chet's fine, especially at this price. I think this price is a little bit too soft for him. But as we just talked about with Joker, it's a dangerous matchup. Joker can get him into foul trouble quick with his strength. What's up, Prince? Rudy Gobert's fine. Just kind of a iffy fits your lineup, plug him in. Same with Joe Val. Joe Val has been a monster per minute player throughout his career. His issue is he's never played a ton of minutes. Looking across the board here, not a single game over 30 minutes. I'm not sure if that changes with the Wizards tonight. If it does, there's no telling what kind of score he could put up. But I truly doubt it does. I think he probably plays 25 to 27 minutes. Nothing much yet, Prince. Just the guards and point guards, but I ain't gave my core yet or nothing. Horford's fine. Like, kind of the same as I told you guys in the first game of the season. He's not going to play big minutes in any game this year. He played 26, and that was honestly more than I expected in New York. He done fine. Shot pretty well. Done a little bit of everything. But if he's your last guy in, totally okay with it. Gafford and Likely, I think they split minutes in this game. And I think that's okay if they just split it between them two. I think Luke Cornett could be interesting tonight. He played 19 minutes last game, but there was out Sam Hauser tonight as well. And Sam's a pretty big guy. He could kind of cover some of the paint when Al Horford came out and they needed a big body. But Sam's out tonight. So it's really Horford, Cornett, and Tillman are their big guys, with Cornett the clear number 2. I got quite a bit of him in MME. I have one single entry with him, but it is risky if you play him. The rest of these guys are MME fillers. And with that, I'll give you guys my core. It is going to be this right here. Okay, I pasted it and it looks really weird. Yeah, okay, that's all messed up. I'll just read it out to you. Russell Wilson. Sorry, my brain's thinking football. Russell Westbrook or Kyrie Irving. One of the two. Peyton Pritchard, Alex Caruso, Julian Champagne, and Victor Wembanyama are my core tonight. I copied and pasted that from the Discord. I don't know why it done like that. And I'm going to put it in the Discord now for you guys. It's under the guest plays. If you guys have any questions, though, we got about 30 minutes to lock, and I'm here for you guys for the rest of the show. Build your lineups. You run into issues, let me know. I will help you best I can. Ownership, pivots, whatever you want to know, just ask in the chat, and I'm here for you. I've already built my lineup, so I'm solid. Thankfully, no crazy injury news. But as the season wears on and we get crazy injury slates, like I'll be on one monitor building my lineups and trying to talk to you guys. Made you feel good about Russ? I like Russ tonight. He's in a lot of my lineups, including single entries. We got the Spurs starting lineup: Paul Champagne, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Shohan, and Wembanyama. That's who I thought it was going to be. I really like Champagne tonight as a value play. Is he a good basketball player? No, not really. But he's going to get minutes. And he is a dead-eye three-point shooter. So he stands in the corner, shoots a lot of threes. Just knock a couple down tonight and we're golden. We just need his value at 3,900. And that's why he's in the core. Russell Westbrook's ownership is 35%. Here's your ownership overview. Jalen Williams is pulling more ownership than I expected. I'm starving. What are you guys having for supper tonight? I need ideas. Trying to see if we had any more NBA news, but I guess not. What's Randall's ownership? Where is he? 18.3%. Fish for dinner? I'm not a big fish eater. Like catfish, I'm cool with. But other than that, not much from me. Not a big seafood guy in general. I believe it's linked below the stream, but make sure you guys join our Discord. If not, I just sent a link in the chat. I hope I can't even say that conflict. Chipotle. I knew what you meant. I was just messing with you. DiVincenzo is 8%. Oh, dude, catfish nuggets? Yes, sir. I don't eat much Chipotle just because there's not one where I live. Like, I've ate it plenty before when I lived elsewhere, but yeah, where I live now, there's not one. Man, Jose, you're making me want to go fishing now. I love some catfish nuggets. Speaking of which, me and the wife went to a meat market yesterday or the day before, and they had the big bags of corn nuggets. I don't know if you guys had them, but we had them in school, and they are so good. We got a couple bags of them. I would love to come to San Antonio, dude. I'm a huge history buff, and like, there's so much history. The Alamo, like everything. Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is 15%. Cash out. Welcome to the Discord, bro. Any questions you have, if I'm not live, you can at me at Holy Jack Daniels in the general chat, and I will help you any way I can. You know, next year I'm gonna go see my brother at Fort Cavazos, and I had planned on heading down to San Antonio. I've always wanted to check it out. So I would pick one, Debbie. Still, that's kind of what I meant by that. I know I didn't word it very well. You can play both. That's fine. I was honestly gonna word it. Pick two of the three: Kyrie, Westbrook, or Pritchard. You can actually play all three because Kyrie can go at the shooting guard too, and that's totally fine. But I love all three of those guys equally today. Play them both, pick one, or play all three, and I think you're fine. I have 500 and something lineups today. I posted a picture of it in the Discord, and I have a variation of either all three, two of the three, in pretty much every one of the lineups. Lowest owned out of the centers, it depends on like how viable you want to go, because I really think, where's his name? Luke Cornett's 9%. I think he's very viable. Joe Val, 2.7%. I think he's viable but risky. And then there's well, he's only power forward on FanDuel, but it's where is he? Dang is 2.6%. Remember this from this stream. If he goes off tonight, I was on Osman Ding. But really, the lowest of the viable, I mean, you see it right here. Joe Val, 2.7%, but super risky. Cornet, about 9%. If you want a proven guy, I would say Rudy Gobert at 10% is the lowest owned one. Naz Reid's pulling most ownership. Looks like Wemby's ownerships went up too since we've been talking. I want a smoker. I'm sorry I'm talking about food, guys. I'm hungry. I've always wanted a smoker. I love smoked meats. My luck, I wouldn't have any damn clue what I'm doing, though. We got the Wizards starting lineup. Poole, Carrington, Bilal, Colaby, and Kyle Kuzma. And, whoa, Sarr starting at the 5. I thought Bilal would be coming off the bench and Joval would be starting. Joval not starting. Man, that is a bit surprising. Doesn't change a lot for me, but Carrington gets a boost. So if you guys need a cheap, is he? No, he's only point guard. Yeah, he's only point guard on FanDuel. Carrington at 3,700 starting. You plug him in. Replace somebody and plug Carrington in. That's all I got to say. I need to update some lineups now. Where's Carrington? Let's plug him. That means I got to pick now. I got to pick between Westbrook and Pritchard. God, this is hard. I'm going to run one with Pritch and one with Westbrook. Where's Caruso and Champagne? Where you at? There he is. DK Core? Yeah, give me just a second to run this and see what I'm getting, because I need to change a lineup. I like the second one. Get Joker and Wemby. We're going to run that. I got to change my lineup. I'm just going to put it in the main. Let's change. You guys are going to steal all my lineups now, aren't you? Let's change this one with Cornet. I'm probably going to run the second line, but let's run it with Westbrook and see what we get to. Let's see. Yeah, I like the upside of that. We're going to do that. Carrington, Pritchard, Caruso. Pritchard, Caruso. Really wish I could get Kyrie in on it, on this lineup. I'm sure I could if I had more time, but I just want to get this out of the way so I can answer y'all's questions. Pool Champagne. What? No, I was looking at the wrong one. I could. Who do we got for around 8,200? Okay. Let's see here. Champagne, Wemby, Sarr. That's right. Wimby. Sar. I changed it up just a little. Then I'd have to get Clay instead of... That's okay. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. Okay, that's over with. I'm going to give you Chet's ownership, and then I have a DK core that I used earlier. Chet's ownership's at 17.5. Swap over to DK now. Even before the news that he was starting, I had... Where's he at? He hasn't updated. I had Carlton in my core over there. He's 3K bone minimum. You have to play Carlton on DK. So, why is Malik Monk projected that high? Oh, my projections aren't even on here. That's weird. But anyway, Carlton, Sohan, and this was a tough one for me, whether I wanted to go Wimby or Joker. But Joker's pulling 30% ownership, and Wimby's pulling 14, so I went with Wimby. And where is he? You could run Champagne at 3,800, but since you already got 2 Spurs, if you don't want to, that's understandable. Caruso was the last guy for me. So it would be Carrington, Sohan, Wimby, Caruso on DK. Let's just run it and see what we get real fast. Still getting a lot of Malik Monk. I'm just gonna manually fade him. I don't want him in there. I like this first lineup. Al Horford's a little risky, but okay, this third lineup, I can get behind that now. I like that a lot. Yeah. And I can update my DK on my phone, so ain't bothering you guys. Okay, we got the starting lineup for the Celtics. It's exactly who you think it'd be. Holiday, White, Brown, Tatum, Horford. Let's see, is this the lineup? No. Yeah, on DK, Carrington is a must start. And honestly, on FanDuel, he's almost in must start territory now that he is starting. It's one of those weird things, man. With the NBA, you never know what they might spit out at you. I think Sar becomes much more interesting at center, too. It's just what I just read on my phone, the lineup. I've pinged the Discord so many times today. I'm not going to do it again, but I am going to update Carrington. You said you had four smokers, bro? You're gonna have to teach me how to smoke. I don't know. We're still on DK. I think we optimized it a while ago, but this might be able to help you a little, Jose. I don't know. Run it by high upside. That's what I normally run for tournaments, or high ceiling. Bro, teach me the ways. This third one here would be my pick. Or fourth one, sorry. This one. I like that quite a bit. What do I gotta do to get my wifey to get me a smoker for Christmas? Guys, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel too. Oh, God, I didn't know my wifey was watching. Yeah, I updated the core in the Discord. He is a must play for me at this point. I swapped the core up a little bit. I took Peyton Pritchard out of the core, but I still love him. So I still love Peyton Pritchard. Still going to have a ton of him. Don't think that I hate him now. It's just Carrington become a much better play. I am almost 99.9% sure every one of my lineups tonight will have either Russell Westbrook and Kyrie or Carrington or Pritchard. I really want to update my lineups, but let me try to do that. Carrington. Oh, I'm still on DK. What am I doing? I know I'm going to get him anyway. I want no Joe Val now. Hide screen. Oh, I just moved it to my other monitor. I ain't worried about you guys taking my lineups or nothing like that. I just didn't want to bother you guys, honestly. I'm not getting enough Kyrie in here. I'm going to lock him for in just a minute. Let's see here. Carrington. Russ. Caruso Poole. Alright, I got one of them updated. Is Jaylen Brown pulling ownership? A little bit. Nothing crazy, I don't think. Okay, never mind, I'm wrong. 36%. He's the highest owned shooting guard and small forward. I think Carrington starting just makes him must play. Play Carrington. Got about 10 minutes before lock, fellas. You got any questions, please, please, please get them in. Editing my final lineup right now, and then it's all you guys. Alright. We are good. Alright, guys, you got any more questions before I hop out of here? If you guys don't have anything else, I'm going to get out of here. But I'm available throughout the night in the Discord, the guest chat, or the DFS chat. If you're a subscriber, just at me, at Holy Jack Daniels. You'll see me. My profile picture is the sad Titans fan, because I am. And I'll help you with NBA, NFL, help you do your taxes if you like prison. Whatever you need, I'm your guy. Just at me, and I'll help you best I can. If you have nothing else, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hope you all have a wonderful night and take down. Good luck, gentlemen.